All right, today we're going to talk about using words like many and much and fewer and less. And really, it's all a matter of nouns that can be counted versus those that can't. So we have much versus many, fewer versus less. Count nouns like a dog or dogs, plural, a cat or cats, a person or people, an apple or apples, a book or books. We can count these. We can count how many dogs there are. We can count how many cats, how many people, how many books. But some things can't really be counted, like time. If, in the case of things that we count, we would ask how many. What's the count? But we can't give a count for time, for instance. How many time until the end of school? It doesn't work. We ask how much. Things that happen in some kind of volume that can't be divided up discretely necessarily. Now we might give time discrete units. We might divide it up into hours or minutes, and then we can talk about how many or how few, rather than how much. So we can ask how many hours until the end of school, or how many minutes until the end of class. Things like sugar and water and love and salt. How many sugar to put in this recipe? Well, that doesn't make any sense. How much sugar makes sense. But we can often count how these things are delivered, count the units. So how many cups of sugar, or how many glasses of water, that sort of thing. Um, when we talk about many and fewer, I have many dogs. These are count nouns, but fewer than I want, not less. Because it's not grammatically correct to say you have less dogs than you want, because dogs are individual units that can be counted. The example that drives every English major crazy is the express lane at every supermarket. And some of them have fixed this now after we complained for decades. The express lane is for 20 items or less, or 10 items or less, as they often say. And that has a certain ring to it. I mean, it sounds nice, but it's grammatically incorrect because items can be counted. So it should read, to be grammatically correct, the express lane is for 20 items or fewer, not less. And in the case of non-count nouns, we would use much or less rather than many or fewer. I have much love to give, not many love to give. That doesn't make any sense. There should be less salt on these mashed potatoes instead of fewer salt. That wouldn't make any sense. So, there you go. Much versus many, fewer versus less. A lot of people have difficulty remembering which is which and how to use them. Anybody who saw this video will never have difficulty again.
No, it'll be perfect.
We're done.
Oftentimes,
Oh,
we're not. My students will argue with me that they'll go to a restaurant and order 3 waters.
Yes, 3 glasses of water.
Yeah. Or how many sugars would you like in your tea?
How many packets of sugar, or how many spoonfuls of sugar,
or lumps of sugar, cubes of sugar. So while you can say those things and they start to sound like count nouns, they're still non-count nouns. You're counting, as you said, the delivery, the units of them. So
Sure. Or if the restaurant had 3 different types of water. Well, we have bottled water, we have tap water, and then we have carbonated water, sparkling water. We offer 3 different waters, as in 3 different types of water.
Yeah.
But not, hey, how much water do you have? We have 3. We have 3 waters.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a lot of sense if we're talking about the volume of water that's available. Right. So there you go. Many versus much and fewer versus less.